You have a difficult employee who's not meeting expectations. And when you try to talk to them about it, they get defensive. And you feel like you've tried everything you could to guide them, right? But what if I told you that your mindset is part of the problem and that fixing that or shifting that could be a lot easier than trying to change that employee? And in fact, there are things that you can do to shift your mindset in a way that will help turn them from difficult employees to valuable contributors. And to give you an example of what I mean, I have a story of a rescue pet named Trixie. And this particular video, her pet parent, Mary Riddick, who also happens to be an executive coach, shares how Trixie helped her shift her mindset in a way that has also worked for her coaching clients. And I bet it'll work for you too.
Trixie came to me, well, I should say when the interview process of becoming a foster mom was pretty intense. It was during the pandemic and it was over Zoom, and I had to walk around my apartment at the time to show them the environment and make sure it was safe for the dog that would be coming my way. And I shared with them, I am very extroverted. I have a big family. There's always lots of people. I really need to be matched with a dog who's social. When Trixie came off the van that very first day we met, she had 3 leads on her. She was a flight risk. She was anxious. She was scared. Her tail was tucked between her legs. But she came up to me. It's like she knew it was me. She came up to me and just hasn't left my side since. And we've been through a lot together. I've had to learn and appreciate who she is as a dog. I had in my mind that I would get this bouncy, extroverted, wants to go everywhere in the car dog. And I pretty much have the opposite. Yes, yes. I have the opposite. I have a dog who I had to meet where she is. Like one of the most pivotal coaching principles is you meet the person where they are and know that that person knows what's best for them, and let that individual, through curiosity and care, discover their own path. And I would say probably the first 2 years, I did not take that approach with Trixie. I wanted her to be a golden retriever. I wanted her to be a completely different animal. I think whether you're managing someone or it's your pet, we have this idea of who someone is and where they should be based on their role or their duties or things like that. And so that's our perception. And so when you're managing someone, they based on your perception, they might not be there at all. Instead, you have to find them where they actually are, like, and doing that through curiosity and through questions. So to gain, like, you're thinking about through your own perception lens, but what is their perspective? Like, based on the job description, title, duties, culture of the organization, what do they see as most important? Where do they feel they are adding the most value? Where would they like to grow in their career? Because sometimes we make those assumptions on our own, but when you actually ask, you might get a very different answer. And that can lead to growth, both as the individual and as a team. I wanted her to be this very specific kind of dog, and she was not that. And I had to wrestle with that disappointment. And I had to also see who she actually is. Every morning, she is so excited to see me. Every time I come home, she is crawling in my lap. She's always by my side. She's always has her eyes on me. I feel unconditional love from her. And those are all very valuable things that add to our home. So I would just encourage managers, if you have someone that you might have put in a box or that you have trouble connecting with, get curious and start asking questions about who they are, their perspective, where they see they add value, what they need. And I think when we stay so focused on whatever box we've tried to put someone in versus who they actually are, we miss all of those special things that they can bring to the environment. Meeting someone where they are, it also might, the timeline of someone growing in trust with you as a manager and their responsibilities or their confidence might be different than what you hope it would be as the manager. And so I think that's where communication is key, is how do you come up with clear benchmarks that you can be working towards and not expect to get there on day 2, but mutually agree on, okay, this is where we are and this is where we want to be. What makes sense based off the resources that we have and the capacity that we have to get there? And as a manager, this person proves to be someone very valuable. Their values are in alignment with your culture. They have something that adds to the team, of knowing that you might have to just be patient and meet them where they are, but also for them to help facilitate their growth.
Want to explore coaching with Mary? I've linked to her information below. She specializes in coaching nonprofit leaders and higher education leaders as well, but she can coach anyone. Meanwhile, check out this video on getting rid of unnecessary drama at work. And be sure to subscribe and come back at any time for more personal development tips with that rescue pet twist. See you next time.